Chespin is the best starter Pokemon of all time, and I have 10 reasons to tell you why. Number 10, Chespin in the anime. So, I understand a lot of people don't watch the anime anymore, and I'm one of them. But recently, thanks to Netflix, I decided to give the X and Y anime a try. And I have to say, Chespin is one of the sassiest Pokemon characters I've ever seen in the anime. So, we should all strive to be as sassy on a daily basis as Chespin in the anime. Plus, he puts Clement in his place, and that's all I really care about, because Clement really needs to be put in his place every chance that it happens, okay? Because if I hear the power of science is amazing or whatever one more time, I'm gonna just reach through the TV and punch him right in the mouth, okay? So Chespin, you keep being sassy. I love you. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Number 9. Chespin broke the reptile chain. So, I talked about this a little bit in my Rowlet video, which, if you didn't see it, you could see here. But, if you didn't know, the grass starter Pokemon all followed a reptilian chain until Chespin broke it, and then Rowlet punched through that glass ceiling like a glorious Superman. So, it's really interesting to see Chespin just break the chain, and everyone was like, a mammal? What? You know, we have our dinosaurs and our gecko and our tortoise. I guess not really a turtle, it's a tortoise. And our snake. Like, it's a whole thing. So it's pretty cool to see the chipmunk kind of thing come through and do its thing. Number 8, it once recorded an album with its two brothers. So, I don't know if you know this or not, but Chespin, back in the day, was a multi-platinum recording artist with its two brothers, and they really popularized a technique of singing that with their high-pitched voices, and it worked really well. And then they went on to be in some movies together, and their trainer didn't like them that much, and he was just a terrible actor and all the same. But they ended up having a bunch of movies and a bunch of sequels to those movies, and it was pretty cool. A bunch of cartoon series, and it was pretty cool. So definitely go check out Chespin and his stuff, yeah. Number 7, Quilladin wants to take your lunch money. So I don't know if you noticed, but Quilladin looks like someone who can actually beat you up, and that's awesome. You have the opportunity to raise and cultivate your own bully. You can just push people around. You can just go up to them and go, hey, give me your money. I don't like you. I hate you. And you could just, like, have him do that. And, you know, Quilladin can just run around and do all the dirty work for you. He's like, you could run your own little mafioso chain, and Quilladin could just be like your squeeze guy who could just go and shake people down for money. That's a big reason to take Chespin into account, especially if you like breaking kneecaps with baseball bats. Number 6, Spiky Shield is awesome. So Chespin has every Pokemon in Gen 6, all 3 of the starters, has their own unique move, right? They have like their signature move, like Mystical Fire on Delphox, which is trash because Delphox is trash. Water Shuriken on Greninja, which is trash because Water Shuriken is trash and Greninja's broken trash. And Spiky Shield, which is the most competitively viable signature move, and it's phenomenal. It is just the best around, puns. And you can't get it's so good. It's like King Shield, but it actually does damage, which for a physical tank is a great asset to have, especially when you run it with things like Leech Seed. Like, especially when you predict that strong physical move and they don't expect it. Spike Shield, you can't get around the Spiky Shield. Number 5, Chespin turned down a slot in Pokemon Cypher 2016. So as you all know, Chespin spits fire like a Heatmore, and he really wanted to break out after his singing career with his brothers. So Shofu, Pokemon YouTuber and rapper extraordinaire, offered him a spot at the Pokemon Cypher 2016 that's coming out. If you're watching this in the future, it's out. It's probably good, but not as good as it could be because Chespin's not in it. And Chespin said no, mostly because Chespin wants to work solo. And because really, how can you follow up that wonderful performance by the J-Wits? You can't. Like, you just can't. So, hit him with the knockoff held item Mike was dropped. Number 4. It's the only actual cute grass starter. And I mean this, including Rowlet. If you actually look at all the grass starters, they're all ugly. All of them. They're all ugly. Let's not even talk about Chikorita. I want to throw that thing into a river. Let's just talk about how Chespin is actually adorable. And it's different because all the grass starters previously were ugly. They're uggos. They're ugly. They're ugly. They're ugly. They're ugly. Number 3, it's a clean sweep through the first portion of Pokemon X and Y. So if you ever played Pokemon X and Y, you know that actually the first 2 or 3 gym leaders are actually pretty difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you there. They're not the easiest to get through. And even though Quilladin and Chestnut might have a little bit of a problem with the 3rd gym, the first 2 gyms, it takes care of easily. And it helps out so much that it just gets rollout, because you could just go right into that first bug gym and just click rollout once and you win, and it's wonderful. You can't beat Chespin. Chespin handles those gyms so much easier than either of the other 2 that it's honestly a no-brainer that if you're going to start your Pokemon adventure for the first time, Chespin is clearly the best choice to be your first companion. Number 2, Chestnut is an actual monster. Just look at Chestnut. Chestnut can walk into towns and leave them ablaze, and it's a grass type. That shouldn't even be possible. So, Chestnut is just a beast. Look at it. It's the Brock Lesnar of Pokemon. It has these long arms. It might as well have a sword tattoo on its chest. It is just the perfect antithesis. I keep using weird words in this thing. It doesn't make sense, huh? It doesn't make sense. Well, anyway, Chestnut definitely broke the Undertaker's undefeated streak, and there's definitely a lot more mystique to Chespin and Chestnut than all of that, because number 1, Chespin might actually be Batman. And I mean this as a Pokemon theory kind of thing, so like, put on your theory bib as I prepare to serve you a piping hot dish of theory here at the end of this. So, Pokemon community on YouTube is ablaze with theory at all times, so I figured now would be a pretty good spot to serve you some theory. I don't know if you ever heard this theory, but there's a theory that Batman and Santa Claus might actually be the same person, and this goes way back into lore, ancient history, because no one's ever seen Batman and Santa Claus in the same place at the same time, but yet they both mysteriously travel all over the place without being caught. Now, Chespin might actually be Batman, and this is big news, because if that's true, then Chespin might also actually be Santa Claus. So we have a lot of digging to do, and I will have a 25-minute 12-part summation of this theory up on my channel later, so if you want to check it out, you can. I will go into detail about why Chespin might actually be Batman, and how this ties into alchemy, and how all of this ties into Satanism, and why you should never trust Pokemon ever, because PETA is right. Thank you guys for tuning into my video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the whole series so far. I've been uploading one of these every Monday. I did all of the Alola starters, and I'm almost done with all of the, what is this? Kalos starters. There you go. And since I already did Froakie last week, and I did Chespin this week, I think you know what is next week.